Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this weekend.
Good evening and thank you for watching News 8 Now this weekend. I'm Brooklyn Hine. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has posted a notice saying federal food aid payments will not be distributed on November 1st. The notice follows word from the Trump administration that it will not use about $5 billion in contingency funds to continue supplemental nutrition assistance program known as SNAP benefits into November. This comes as the federal government shutdown enters its fourth week, impacting about 1 in 8 Americans who rely on SNAP to buy groceries. Recipients can still use funds already on their EBT cards, but the USDA states that no new SNAP benefits will be issued until funding resumes. President Trump continues his trip to Asia and spent Sunday overseeing the signing of a ceasefire agreement between Thailand and Cambodia. This comes as the government shutdown continues. CBS News' Willie James Inman has more.
President Trump kicked off his trip to Asia by dancing along with performers in Kuala Lumpur as he was greeted by Malaysia's Prime Minister. The president later joined in the signing of a ceasefire agreement between Thailand and Cambodia, which he helped negotiate in July, diffusing a long border dispute.
This is a momentous day for all of the people of Southeast Asia.
President Trump is expected to meet with a number of world leaders during this week's trip to Asia, including Japan's newly tapped Prime Minister and President Xi Jinping of China. On Sunday's Face the Nation, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said additional 100% tariffs on China are effectively off the table after a very good two-day meeting with Beijing's top trade negotiator.
I would expect that the threat of the 100% has gone away, as has the threat of the immediate imposition of the Chinese initiating a worldwide export control regime.
Bessent also weighed in on the ongoing government shutdown.
It's a global embarrassment what these Democratic senators are doing, keeping the government shut down. It's starting to affect the economy. It's starting to slow down air traffic.
Also on Face the Nation, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, who said it's time for Republicans to sit down with Democratic leaders to discuss health care reforms.
We'll sit down anytime, any place with anyone, either at the Capitol or back at the White House, to reopen the government, to negotiate a bipartisan spending agreement that actually meets the needs of the American people.
The current shutdown is the second longest in U.S. history. Willie James Inman, CBS News, Washington.
Among the topics President Trump said he wants to discuss with the Chinese president when they meet later this week: fentanyl trafficking, as well as China's lack of soybean purchases from the United States. With the government shutdown not showing a clear end, Americans are starting to feel the effects. This is a critical week in the government shutdown and the shutdown in Congress over expiring Obamacare credits. And today, new ripple effects for air travelers. Airports across the country have reported more staffing shortages than usual. Thousands of flights were delayed Saturday and more than 500 were canceled.
I would urge moderate Democrats to be heroes, come across the aisle like they did in the spring and pass a clean CR.
Democrats say they're willing to meet with Republicans on a plan that doesn't raise health care premiums. Meanwhile, air traffic controllers will be missing their first full paycheck on Tuesday. International Red Cross officials met with Hamas members to talk about finding the missing bodies of Israeli hostages. The Red Cross and Egyptian teams have now been given the go-ahead to search beyond the yellow line, where the Israeli military pulled back in Gaza, with the U.S.-backed ceasefire in place, but both sides are saying the other is breaking it. Hamas has promised to return all the hostages, but 13 remains are still in Gaza. Officials in Paris say they arrested suspects in connection with the theft of priceless jewels from the Louvre Museum, just as one attempted to leave the country. According to Paris prosecutor, one of the men was detained at Charles de Gaulle Airport, preparing to board a flight to Algeria. In the 7-minute heist, thieves made off with items worth over $100 million.
Well, we had a very nice end to the weekend, and we have another pretty mild day ahead of us to start the week off tomorrow. Looking forward to the temperature is going to be pretty similar to what we saw today, if not maybe just a tad a couple degrees cooler. 63 was our high this afternoon in La Crosse, 62 in Eau Claire. If we compare that to average, we were just about 10 degrees above average across the entirety of the area. And we have another unseasonably somewhat warmer day ahead of us to start the week off on Monday. Still going to be kind of chilly in the morning, although a seasonable chill nonetheless. The low in La Crosse when you wake up 40 degrees, but still warming up pretty quickly with mostly sunny skies throughout much of the afternoon. In Eau Claire, 36 will be your low, possibly the chance for some patchy frost to form within that, but still, again, expecting slightly above average temperatures to start the week off. And then we have some rain chances coming up for Tuesday. So I'll have the details on that in a little bit.
All right, thank you, Nicole. Halloween weekend got rolling a little bit early in La Crosse. Families laced up their skates for a festive day at the High Roller Skating Center. News 8 Now's JDS McGee takes us inside the celebration.
The annual Halloween skate is a crowd favorite, bringing costumes, candy, and community fun to the skating rink. Spooky season rode in the High Roller Skating Center this weekend, drawing in families, friends, and plenty of creative costumes. The event regularly sells out, and this year it was no different.
I think it gives families a good chance to get away. I know that kids have a lot going on, especially this time of year with school, and I think it's a great opportunity for them to get creative, spend a lot of time together, and just have a good time.
Families skated in costumes, took photos, and joined in themed skate sessions throughout the day. Staff members say seeing the creativity on display is one of the best parts.
They just always have the best time, and it's really fun to see. It's one of my favorite parts of the evening is to see how proud they are of their outfits and everything that they've done.
And while Halloween fun may only last a day, some say skating should be a year-round tradition.
I think kids need to hang out at the roller rink more often. It's active, it's going, it's a lifelong hobby, obviously, because I skated as a kid, so I think it's really good for kids to go skating.
Organizers say the event is all about creating a safe and fun space to celebrate Halloween. Reporting in La Crosse, JDS McGee, News 8 Now.
Continuing with the pre-Halloween activities around the area, Valley View Mall turned into a Halloween hotspot this afternoon as families celebrated the mall's annual Malloween. From 3 to 5, kids in costumes filled the halls for trick-or-treating, music, and giveaways. DJ Lee kept the energy up during a dance party while a costume contest brought out some creative looks. Winners in each age group took home a gift card to mall stores. Organizers say the event is all about providing a safe and fun way for families to celebrate Halloween together. Some crawly creatures stopped by the Children's Museum of La Crosse this weekend, giving a chance to meet reptiles up close. Bluff Country Snakes hosted a critter crawl, letting kids and parents learn about animals they say are just misunderstood. The hands-on event focused on education over fear, showing how these species fit into the ecosystem.
Our goal is to dilute fear by creating knowledge and wonder surrounding these animals. So that's what we did, and the kids are just loving it, and we've noticed that adults love it too. 20 minutes with us, give me an inch, and I'll have you holding the snake, and you'll appreciate them. They're not slimy, they're not gross, they move different than us, they're just different, and I think that's the biggest message for us, is explore what you're afraid of, find out why you're afraid of it. You may learn that there's some really cool stuff out there that you're missing out on.
Visitors could hold, touch, and learn about each animal's unique traits. The group runs entirely on donations as a nonprofit, using events like this to build respect for wildlife. Still to come, arguably one of the healthiest addictions out there. This week's eyepiece coming up right after the break.
A big part of my job is building relationships with people, and being the team you can trust means being here for you.
Firefighters Credit Union. Every accident is different. Different driving conditions, different injuries, different life circumstances. The insurance companies often use these circumstances to avoid paying you what you deserve. At Gruber Law Offices, we know how insurance companies can take advantage after an accident. Trust our experience and history of successfully helping our clients. And remember, there is never a fee until we win. Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
One of the things I've said for years is we do things right and we do the right thing. From the very beginning, when we offered bathrooms, one of the biggest concerns for homeowners is just safety. Can you get in and out of the bathtub? If that's a problem for you, the Board Store has the products and the installers to make your bathroom safe as well as attractive and easy to care for. Call today for a prompt free estimate.
A big part of my job is building relationships with people. And being the team you can trust means being here for you.
Cause everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Every week, the click and clatter of mahjong tiles echo from one local community room, but it's not just about the game. For this group of women, the real win isn't the game, it's the friendships built around the table. News 8 Now photographer John Hayes has this week's eyepiece.
Oh, it's addictive. Each time you learn a little bit more, and when you get the game, it really becomes a healthy, low-calorie addiction. There are 152 tiles. And in a deck of cards, you have 4 suits. In mahjong, you only have 3 suits. Dots, cracks, and bams. The neat thing is you're only playing for yourself. And as you get more experience, then you can play offensively and defensively, because you're watching the tiles as they're discarded. And you know how many certain tiles you need to make your hand. And this is what's interesting. Every year a new card comes out from the National Mahjong League. We order a new card. And in the card are all these new hands. So you have to make, or can make, any of these hands. And I'll be playing with this until the end of March. And then we get a new card. At our age, when we quit working, and some of the ladies who play with us are still working and they come on their days off. But when you quit working, socialization, I think, is important.
This group's really friendly. There's no competitiveness, there's no backbiting, it's just really nice.
Even though we don't talk a lot while we play, but it's still a great way to socialize, and I've learned so much about other things. You know, we vary in age from maybe the early 50s to 91. Just keeping my brain sharp. I like having something to do every day. And this has always been the center of my week, knowing that I have mahjong.
The group hopes to continue this weekly game and encourages those to join them if they want to learn more about mahjong. Coming up next, Hurricane Melissa causing evacuations, how some countries will be impacted.
And we have a very comfortable start to the week with above average temperatures for tomorrow, but after that we could have some showers on the way. I'll have all the details coming up right after the break.
This October, Maxwell White and the La Crosse Hunger Task Force are hosting our annual food drive. Donate at least 6 items when we visit, and we'll donate $15 on your behalf, plus give you $15 off any service that day. Schedule today.
Drive your story with a new Ram.
Take your next adventure in a new Jeep from Pischke Motors.
Get your Ram or Jeep now during the Drive into Fall sales event. Get 0% APR for 60 months on a 2026 Ram 1500 Bighorn and Laramie. And get 0% APR for 60 months on a 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L. Hurry in because this offer ends October 31st. Go to Pischke.com, Pischke Motors West Salem, or Pischke Motors La Crosse.
You're traveling through another dimension, a dimension of sight and sound, a journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination. That's the sofa up ahead. Your next stop, the comfort zone.
Fast, free financing available. Don't need financing? Ask about our cash discount.
Come to Esco and find yourself in the comfort zone and tell them Peyton sent you.
Living with chronic migraine? 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine, and treatment is 4 times a year. So why wait? Talk to your doctor.
Botox effects may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as trouble swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Those with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions like rash, breathing problems, dizziness, neck and injection site pain, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions like ALS, myasthenia gravis or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medicines like botulinum toxins, which may increase the risk of serious side effects.
In a survey, 91% of patients wish they'd started Botox sooner. Ask your doctor today. If eligible, you may pay $0.
Do your drains scare you? Bring them back to life with Maxwell White. Get a $99 mainline drain opening, including a camera inspection, and let our highly trained professionals banish the monsters that lurk in your pipes.
Call or schedule online.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Hurricane Melissa strengthened into a major Category 4 hurricane today. The National Hurricane Center says Melissa will bring torrential downpours and flash flooding to the northern Caribbean islands. The center says those impacted could be life-threatening and catastrophic for parts of Haiti and Jamaica, especially as Melissa was potentially forecast to intensify further into a Category 5 storm. Now we'll send it over to meteorologist Nicole Skalicki for your full forecast.
Yeah, this is definitely something that the whole world is going to be watching in the next couple days because Hurricane Melissa is looking very impressive. Unfortunately, we haven't really seen a whole lot of hurricane landfalls yet this season, and we are nearing the end as the Atlantic hurricane season typically comes to a standstill by the end of November. But here we are, a live look at Melissa right now. Again, a Category 4 storm for now, but the forecast is showing a strong chance that it still strengthens to a Category 5 hurricane, likely by Tuesday morning, right before it would make landfall in Jamaica. The good thing about this, if you can take a good thing out of it, is that it'll weaken the storm slightly before it makes landfall in Cuba just a couple hours afterwards. Still adds a major hurricane, but likely should fall down to a Category 3 and then move further off into the Atlantic. So something that all of us are going to be watching in the next few days. Back here at home, staying kind of cool as we wake up in the morning. A seasonable cool, though. Areas along the Mississippi River Valley likely staying close to 40 degrees, but everybody else, for the most part, falling into the upper and mid 30s. That'll make the potential for patchy frost possible as we go into the morning hours, but that won't prevent our high temperatures from still climbing slightly above average as we go into tomorrow afternoon. Thankfully, because of those mostly sunny skies and still holding on to a southeasterly flow, could even feel a tad breezy at times in the afternoon. Winds blowing about 10 to 15 miles per hour, but the temperatures are really going to be the star of the day tomorrow. Very similar today, maybe a couple degrees cooler. Basically anywhere south of I-94, seeing a good chance to reach close to 60 degrees for tomorrow's highs. And it'll be mostly sunny to start the day off, but as we go into the evening hours, we'll have a cold front slowly approaching way off into central Minnesota. That'll up our clouds a little bit as we go into the evening hours, more so into the overnight period. And we'll eventually start to see some rain moving in with this cold front as well. Although the system kind of breaks apart and actually splits, with one part going further north, one part diving to the south, and that'll keep this main band of rain really stationary over one portion of potentially, for now, Minnesota. It's looking like really doesn't see any more eastward progression after that. So for the most part on Tuesday, we're looking at the majority of the rain to fall west of the Mississippi or just right along that boundary, but still some areas in central western Wisconsin could pick up some rainfall. Apart from that, maybe a couple sprinkles in La Crosse and Eau Claire, both cities right on the close edge of that boundary as far as the rainfall goes. And again, that band stays stationary for the most part over the same very narrow patch of Minnesota. So we could see some heavy rainfall as far as the end of October goes. as we go throughout most of Tuesday. The heaviest portions right now expecting about 1 inch to 1.5 inches, which again is fairly impressive for this time of year, as now we're getting into our drier portion of the year. But you'll notice the drop off between who could see over 1 inch and who could see almost nothing is less than about a county wide. So definitely still prepare for a wet Tuesday, but most of the area into western Wisconsin should just have a cloudy Tuesday and should stay on the drier side. After that, we don't have a 0% chance of rain for the rest of the week, but it's going to be a fairly low chance. Maybe a quick sprinkle out there, but nonetheless, it's looking to be a fairly dry and mild week. After that, temperatures are actually going to be staying pretty close to average after our somewhat warm start to the week on Monday. And still, that good news is Friday, Halloween, still looking dry. Going to be a tad cooler, actually almost right on the dot for average, but we're not expecting any blizzards, any crazy winds, so the trick-or-treating forecast is looking very nice.
You can definitely tell we're creeping into that colder time of year.
November is close.
It's going to get dark. All
soon.
right,
I
yeah,
don't think anyone's looking forward to it.
All right, thank you, Nicole. Coming up next in sports, action in the NFL. The Packers were up against an old friend as they took on Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers in Sunday Night Football. Kate is in next with sports.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
It's time for Jolivet Family Farms Fall Harvest. There's no substitute for homegrown freshness. Stop by today for some of Jolivet's homegrown squash, kraut cabbage, popcorn, and hardy mums. Check out our large selection of pumpkins and pie pumpkins. We also feature many fall decorations, including corn stalks, gourds, specialty pumpkins, and straw bales. Take home some pumpkin cheesecake bars, cookies, pies, or bread from our homemade bakery. Buy fresh, buy local. Open daily, year-round. Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
Not everyone calls me coach. The most important people call me dad. As a parent, I want to teach my kids the value of bringing their best minds and hearts to everything and everyone. As examples of what that means in action, I often point to the care teams at Amplify Health. These pros go all in service to the well-being of others. Their parents should be very proud.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, there are nearly 2,000 drug-related crashes every year in Wisconsin. Help prevent drug driving, and let's achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills.
Are you shocked by letters like these that say your Medicare plan is no longer accepted at your provider or your Medicare plan is being canceled?
You started thinking, where am I going to go? What am I going to do? It was too confusing.
I think the fear is that you think you're older and who's going to take you? You know, what's out there, what's available. We came to Strive Medicare and everything was taken care of.
Felt like
relief.
Yeah, we didn't have to worry about it.
And it's cheaper even.
Call Strive Medicare today. We're here to help every step of the way.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports with Kate Overton.
It's week 8 of the NFL season, and a win for the Packers would put them at the top of the NFC standings. The only thing stopping them is an old friend, as Green Bay was taking on Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers for Sunday Night Football. Rodgers has beaten every team in the NFL in his career besides for his former team, the Green and Gold. Scoreless in the first, Steelers facing a 3rd and 15. Parsons bringing the pressure, and that's Rashawn Gary getting the sack. Big play for the defense. Steelers would kick a field goal, but the Packers would answer on 1st and 10. Love finds Tucker Kraft in the flat, and Kraft turns up field and fights his way in for the score. Green Bay takes a 7-3 lead. Later in the half, Steelers lead 9-7, and Rodgers connects with DK Metcalf for the touchdown pass. Pittsburgh up 16-7 at half. Second half, the Green Bay offense starts to heat up. Love finds Savion Williams, and the rookie takes it in for 6. Packers down 14-16. A little bit later in the third, a little bit later on, 3rd and 7. Did I mention Christian Watson is playing in this one? Well, check this out. Love taking a shot and goes to Watson for a huge pickup just outside the 5, and that would set up this. Jacobs takes the handoff and scores. 2-point conversion good. Packers up 3. From there, the defense would step up. 1st and 10 for Pittsburgh, but Micah Parsons beats the defense and brings Rodgers down for another sack, and the offense would capitalize. Facing a 3rd and 4, Love goes to Kraft, and he's got some space. All the way in for his second score of the night. Love would finish 29 of 37 passing for 360 yards and 3 touchdowns. Packers get the win 35-25. What a win for the UW La Crosse Eagles yesterday afternoon. The offense erupted for 44 points while the defense held the number 18 team in the country to just 13 points. UWL entered this game off of a loss to Platteville and found themselves in a similar situation from last season. But unlike last year, this time they shook off the loss and got back into the win column.
After last year, we lost to Platteville and then we went to Oshkosh and we lost it. So this year I think we all had a little bit of a chip on our shoulder, and we just really wanted to show what's different about this team compared to our teams in the past. And it was really encouraging to see everybody come out and fly around and play well.
There's a lot of hiccups in defense, but that's what football is. You're going to have ups and downs, and it was a tough loss. It really was, but we sat back and reflected on Sunday, and we got down to business on Monday, and then we just kept on carrying on. So.
UWL will be back at home this upcoming Saturday as they host UW Stout. It's now 6 straight losses for the Badgers after falling to a really good Oregon Ducks team. The defense played great and didn't give up a point until under 2 minutes to go in the first half. But even a good defense can't win a football game if the offense can't find a rhythm. There's 4 games left in the season, and we'll see if the Badgers can find a win in the Big Ten.
They understood what this mountain was going to look like. I think the mountain has gotten a hell of a lot bigger than even what we thought from the get-go. But it's not hard for me to go in there and look in some of those seniors' eyes and to realize that they got 1 month of college football left, and to give them everything I got.
In the NBA, the Bucks looking to improve to 3-0 on the year. They're taking on the Cavaliers. Giannis on a mission to start the season. First quarter, throws it down for an easy 2, and then in the second half in transition, defense isn't going to stop that. Bucks down 11. A little bit later on, Ryan Rollins drives, kicks it to Giannis beyond the arc. He knocks it down. 40 points, 14 rebounds, 9 assists for Giannis tonight. Milwaukee would make it a game late in the fourth quarter, but Donovan Mitchell was clutch down the stretch, takes a score as Cleveland holds on 118-113 the final. Over in Minnesota, the Timberwolves at home up against the Pacers. First quarter, defense leads to offense. Jaden McDaniels gets the steal, goes up the court to Anthony Edwards, who lays it in. Now, Edwards would leave this game with a hamstring tightness, but the good news was Julius Randle feeling himself in the first half. Fadeaway mid-range, and he knocks it down. And then later on, Randle on the wing, working on Pascal Siakam, and Randle just overpowering him. Bucket and the foul. Wolves lead. Randle would finish with 31 points as the Wolves get the win 114-110. The high school postseason continues. Volleyball and football playoffs later this week, and state cross country on Saturday. So be sure to tune in throughout the week for all of the coverage. That's all for sports. We'll be right back.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. Tuesday night is rib night. Get a half rack of barbecue ribs with baked beans, coleslaw, and cornbread for only $23.99, plus $1 off craft beer. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
Hey, Dominic here to ask, do you love salt but need to cut back on all that sodium? Mini Mini Salt by Pleasing is the answer, and is recommended by doctors and dietitians for those on low sodium diets. It tastes like regular salt but with so much less sodium. Use it just like your table salt. Great on corn on the cob, tomatoes, watermelon, and yeah, you could even use it on French fries and everything else you love to salt. Be sure to get your Mini Mini Salt by Pleasing and 40 other blends at the Pleasing Outlet Store on Ward Avenue, La Crosse. Get out of here.
I'm standing here at the warehouse this morning where some 30 to 40 installers depart every morning. You've been thinking about new windows. I've been thinking about new windows for over 40 years. And my promise to you is that these fine installers that leave here every morning install the finest windows available in the market today, expert installation, always at a good value. If you're looking for new replacement windows, today would be a great day to reach out to the board store and set up a prompt free estimate.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
I need help with her snoring.
Sleep Number does that.
Thank you.
And now, max out your savings. The more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Check it out at a Sleep Number store near you.
You came prepared to take on the pressure. We came prepared to give you none of that, just more out of buying a car. At Maury's West Salem Kia, you get our best price up front. No scripts, no side eyes, no 4-hour negotiations. Maury's sales team doesn't work on commission, so you get more help, less hassle. Need service? With Maury's, you get honest work done right. We even do more for our community. Get more with Maury's West Salem Kia. Visit MaurysWestSalemKia.com.
There's an easier way to bank and get up to $500 in 5 minutes or less when you download Dave.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. Tuesday night is rib night. Get a half rack of barbecue ribs with baked beans, coleslaw, and cornbread for only $23.99, plus $1 off craft beer. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Humans aren't the only ones that get to enjoy pumpkin treats during the fall, especially on National Pumpkin Day.
An adorable and feisty snow leopard cub was treated to her first pumpkin during Halloween-themed enrichment. In this footage, the cub named Juniper can be seen playing with and snacking on a carved pumpkin. At one point, her mom attempts to snag a bite of the gourd, but Juniper manages to quickly take it right back. The zoo wrote on Facebook, "Spotted a little ghost cat and her first pumpkin." Well, that is super cute. It kind of reminds me of my cat. When she wants something, she'll swipe it.
That's what I was thinking, especially I feel like when any holiday comes around, there's always holiday themed cat toys everywhere. So she has a bunch of Christmas mice, Halloween mice, Thanksgiving mice, literally everything under the sun.
I can't imagine when it's time to put up that Christmas tree, she's gonna knock down every ornament.
Gosh.
I just know it.
Thinking about all the cat owners out there when we put up the Christmas trees.
Definitely.
Okay, I'll have another look at your forecast coming up right after the break.
Do your drains scare you? Bring them back to life with Maxwell White. Get a $99 mainline drain opening, including a camera inspection, and let our highly trained professionals banish the monsters that lurk in your pipes. Call or schedule online.
Drive your story with a new Ram. Take your next adventure in a new Jeep from Pischke Motors.
Get your Ram or Jeep now during the Drive into Fall sales event. Get 0% APR for 60 months on a 2026 Ram 1500 Bighorn and Laramie. And get 0% APR for 60 months on a 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L. Hurry in because this offer ends October 31st.
Go to Pischke.com, Pischke Motors West Salem, or Pischke Motors La Crosse.
The easiest way to furnish your cabin is at Black River Furniture Outlet. Bring the outdoors in with a handmade dining table set, crafted from the finest woods like hickory, walnut, maple, and barnwood. Shop cozy Amish rockers and upholstery, or Wisconsin-made easy sofas with customizable fabrics. Pair it all with a cabin rug, 5x8s, 8x10s, scatters, and runners available. And before you leave, visit the bed shed. Check out our rustic bedroom groups and bunk beds, as well as our Amish office furniture. Open 7 days a week, Black River Furniture Outlet, Black River Falls.
We've got an important milestone here to celebrate. As you know, our family has been providing other families with affordable flooring for 60 years. Whether it's vinyl, hardwood, laminate, tile, or carpet, we've offered a wide variety of flooring that stands up to the biggest messes. And we know messes. Speaking of which, who started in on the cake?
Don't look at me.
Sealand's Carpooling, where #1 priority is you. Stop in today.
I have active psoriatic arthritis, but with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready for this moment. Along with clearer skin, Skyrizi helps me move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. And it's just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
This October, Maxwell White and the Lacrosse Hunger Task Force are hosting our annual food drive. Donate at least 6 items when we visit, and we'll donate $15 on your behalf, plus give you $15 off any service that day. Schedule today.
Well, tomorrow's forecast is looking anything but scary. It's actually looking like a fairly nice start to the week. Most of the area climbing back into the 60s, just a couple degrees cooler than we were today. But then after that, we'll likely stay near average for the rest of the week. Still only in the 50s, so nothing too chilly quite yet. But November is right around the corner, so our time is coming.
So definitely tomorrow's good weather. Get out, carve a pumpkin before Halloween comes.
Yes.
Get those
That's
set
true.
out.
Enjoy that weather, definitely. All right, thank you for joining us. We'll see you here tomorrow.